everyone, I am MechaRandom42, your favorite YouTube heartbeat, and we have some good and some bad She-Ra news. Well, the good news is He-Man will not be coming into the Netflix She-Ra Reboot universe. Yay! We won't get He-Man destroyed by whatever nonsense this is. So, that being said, the bad news is they're talking about season 2. That means She-Ra's getting a season 2 from the Netflix. For some reason, cross-eyed She-Ra. This type of image right here is what we're talking about when we say this is very badly animated. It looks like trash. She looks cross-eyed. She looks special. Not making fun of people with disabilities or anything. Just she looks wrong. And we don't want He-Man destroyed like this. So let's just get into the article. This comes from comicbook.com, which, as we all know, is owned by CBS. She-Ra and the Princesses of Power recently debuted on Netflix to praise from both critics and fans. Not this fan. No, not me. And it seems to be bringing the love of these classic characters to an entirely new generation of viewers. However, while She-Ra is the shining star of the new Netflix project, there have been more than a handful of fans asking about her counterpart, He-Man, and whether or not the series could ever introduce the other characters from the Masters of the Universe. Please don't. No. We don't want He-Man soiled with this nonsense. If you're one of those fans, you'll have to continue waiting for He-Man's return. Yay! Because there are currently no plans to bring him into She-Ra anytime soon. While speaking to Inverse about the second season of the series, She-Ra's showrunner, Noelle Diversity Hire Stevenson, confirmed that He-Man wasn't on the table. Thank you. Did they have to explain who He-Man was to her? Did she know that they're kind of related in the same universe? Because these the people behind the new She-Ra don't seem to understand it. They seem to think it's more Sailor Moon, and it's really not. So she says, it would be a challenge, I think, to bring He-Man to life in the present day. Well, yes, that's because he's masculine. Even more so than She-Ra, Stevenson said. He's a very iconic character. It'd be a lot of fun to incorporate him into the world of She-Ra, but I don't know what my approach would be. Well, you would probably have to emasculate the crap out of him, turning him into a buffoon to be accepted in the modern social justice warrior world, where men are just considered trash and buffoons and, third in line behind your kids and the pets, right? So, anyway, the biggest reason behind this decision is to keep the focus of the series on She-Ra and not the larger universe around her, which you need because she's just such a small part of the larger universe, though. It's already hard enough to work around the mythology without adding in every character from the incredibly popular lore. Well, maybe you shouldn't be trying to work around it. Maybe you should just try and actually incorporate the characters. Sort of a dance of figuring out how to incorporate the larger than Master Universe without needing to visit Eternia or to see these very, very iconic characters appear, Stevenson added. Just letting it be about She-Ra's story and her being disconnected from where she came from her family or Eternia. What have you thought of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power so far? Oh, you don't want to know. I have not said anything good about it. And actually, I will link 1 or 2 of my videos in the description below about what I thought of it. Do you think He-Man could be getting his own show sometime in the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Well, my thoughts are that since Mattel is not producing any toys around this franchise, because do you really want to look at a toy with cross eyes and no boobs? You can't even tell if this is a guy or a girl sometimes. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not true to the original character, who is very admirable. You could look up to She-Ra. You could aspire to be She-Ra when you were a little girl looking up to her. I don't want to grow up and be this. I don't want to grow up and be this. They're not making toys for this. You just think about this for a second. Think about the impact that has. This is a series that was designed to sell toys and action figures to children in the 1980s. That is the first thing you think of when you think He-Man, Transformers, G.I. Joe. What do these shows have in common? They're made to sell toys to children. When you have no toy line from Mattel for She-Ra, a show that was designed to sell toys to little girls who felt excluded from being able to play with the He-Man toys, that really says something about how backwards and messed up the world we're living in is, when a show that sole purpose was to sell toys doesn't even have a toy line. You might have one or two figures, and I've done videos on this before. I'll link that video in the description below. There are not toys for this franchise, except for maybe a couple of convention exclusives. But you don't see these on the shelves in Walmart. You don't see these in Target. You don't see any Target exclusives. You don't see any Walmart exclusives. You don't see any toys in the stores for this. And I know Toys R Us going out of business probably has a lot to do with the lack of production of toys in general. But still, Target, Walmart, Kohl's, all these places still sell toys. I see all the time Target exclusive on Star Wars action figures and things. When you have a show that doesn't even have toys, who is this for? You know, they say, oh yeah, it's for little kids. It's for little kids. Why are you complaining about it? Where's the action figures for it? Did you go and buy them some and stick them in their stockings for Christmas? I don't think you did. Did you see any online? Did you get advertised a toy commercial when you watched this on Netflix? No, you didn't. Clearly, this is not a show for children if they're not even making toys for it. And they're bringing up the nostalgia name for people my age, in our 30s, even in their 40s, who grew up with this series. But then they're trying to appeal to this generation of 20-somethings, of college kids also, who just watch cringe television on Netflix because it's bad. Because it's fun to watch and laugh at. It's fun to like ironically. So don't tell me this is a show for children. You know, and yes, I'm very happy that they're not going to soil and emasculate He-Man and turn him into just a joke, into a buffoon, into a bumbling idiot, into basically a Jethro. If you know that reference from the Beverly Hillbillies, where he's just a bumbling big oaf of a buffoon of a man. You know, we don't want a Gilligan for a He-Man. We don't want a Jethro. We don't want that. We want He-Man to be heroic and something that the little boys can aspire to be. And I am so ecstatic that Noelle Stevenson and her sort of little band of lumberjanes, who clearly don't know how to write for male characters, they don't know how to write for female characters either, are not getting their grubby little paws on He-Man as well as She-Ra. It's bad enough they've got She-Ra, but you know what? At least we can all look back at the 80s stuff. At least we can all look back at the toy lines that we grew up with, that I grew up with. Did you guys grow up with the original She-Ra, or did you grow up with like more He-Man? Are you guys happy that we're not getting He-Man in this Netflix universe, and we're not getting like Skeletor and the Masters of the Universe? Because girls tend to have less nostalgia than boys do in general. This is why you see so many more boys' toys getting talked about, like Transformers, He-Man, G.I. Joe, all these giant boys franchises that really get thrown out into the spotlight, rebooted. The toys keep coming back. The He-Man toys, the new ones that just came out recently, they're going for big bucks if you can find them. The She-Ra toys that don't look like this, the She-Ra toys that actually look like the original toys that are so well done, they don't look like this. This isn't what people are associating with She-Ra. We're still associating it with the 80s stuff. What do you guys think? Are you happy about this? Are you sad? Would you buy toys of this She-Ra? Or would you rather buy toys of the original She-Ra, He-Man, Master of the Universe? You know, back when we had lore that people cared about, and back when we had these crossover stories and shows that people actually gave a crap about and would talk to each other at school at recess about the lore and the history and how He-Man and She-Ra were related and how their stories overlapped and combined. Like, that's the stuff I kind of remember as a kid. Did you guys do that as kids too? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I am MechaRandom42. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye!